There's just certain shots that these guys take.
Remember that episode, the first time I came down here, and I was the one saying Klay Thompson is better than Reggie Miller.
Oh man.
Hey.
Yeah, you said a lot.
I said a lot, but we taking him for granted. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, I appreciate it.
Not taking Klay Thompson.
No, not at all. And you're being disrespectful to Reggie Miller if you still believe that. Because here's the thing. First of all, Reggie Miller was the best player on a championship contender. That's number one. Klay is not the best player on a championship contender, right?
If Reggie was on his team, he wouldn't be either.
I feel you, but it's different though. But Reggie had his team and he took him there.
I don't disagree with that. Okay. I'm just saying when it comes to a player comparison, for what I get with Klay compared to what I get with Reggie, I get the similar shooting and better defense.
I give you the better defense. I give you the better. But Reggie was way more clutch than Klay.
I don't know. He was clutch in that series.
I'm not saying that he wasn't. And again, it's no disrespect to Klay. So Klay is clutch. But you talking about top 3 clutch all time.
You have more moments with Reggie because he led his team. So he was the de facto guy. So yes, I'll give you that. But when has ever Klay not shown up?
Look, I put it to you.
Klay has not shown up.
When?
No, he's been moments.
No,
even in the finals, even in Cleveland, like offensively, there was times that he didn't show up.
What saves Klay Thompson is he has those real big breakout games.
And not even the whole game, stretches.
Yeah.
6 minutes, I ain't missing a damn thing.
That's where he's made his mark. Like, we all know he can shoot, but when he has those 60-point games on 14 dribbles,
yeah,
that's making him special.
Yep. But Reggie, like, come on, man, you talking about this guy went to Madison Square Garden and did this shit right here.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you.
And then how many points did he score? Like in 8 seconds to win the game.
Yeah,
he
like
pushed
6.
Off Anthony Mason.
7
points.
He pushed the hell off of him.
He did.
Get the hell. Oh yeah, let me get this steal. Let me run to the 3-point line and let me shoot
that
this.
at my homie house,
bruh.
Man. That shit had
Jordan pushed off. Everybody pushed off back in the day.
And no ref is gonna call that. But at the same time, like, Klay has not played against a defender the caliber of MJ. Reggie gave MJ buckets.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a.
But he gave him buckets. We're talking about MJ in all-time perimeter defenders. He's like top 3, right?
Defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. And we got to put Pippen top 5 all time, right? Perimeter defender. So you're talking about Reggie had to go against both of these guys. And he get
good block.
He gave both of these guys buckets. Like buckets. Like legit buckets. Like, you guarded me. It's one-on-one. I ain't got a whole bunch of moves, but guess what? Boom, boom, whatever. Crossed arms in your mouth. Like, Reggie's better than Klay. And again, that's no disrespect to Klay. Reggie's just one of those guys.
You know what? What I'm seeing early, man, is they are not going to respect anybody else on that team.
That's what I was going to say. This team, you can see, we saw with that Jordan Bell bank shot. They don't really give a damn. They're like, all right, we just playing Portland. They treat us like this is regular season.
Well, it's more, what I'm talking about is like, CJ and Dame going to get their respect. Canner, Rodney Hood, Evan Turner. If they make it, they make it. It's all good.
That's what I was saying. They let Rodney Hood get that 3 at the end. I don't give a fuck about that.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Denver wish they gave a fuck about Rodney Hood. Because he turned that series around. Mm-hmm. He turned that series around, man.
White boy open.
See, but this is the beautiful thing about Golden State. They put you in situations that you have to make decisions. You double team their best shooters off of these screens. Then you leave another guy that can shoot. Maybe he's not as great as these great shooters, all-time great shooters. But look at even Iggy. Iggy in the last series was shooting 40% from 3.
And that was the thing that frustrated me the most with Houston. And Cleveland did the same thing. They played the numbers. But at some point, if a man hit 3,
good pass.
Yeah, that was good pass. If he hit 2 or 3 threes in a row, at some point you gotta go get it.
He's hot, yeah.
And Iggy beat Cleveland the same way. He kept hitting those threes right from the corner.
Remember that game clinching? Iggy was on the free throw line. They fouled him, and he made these 2 free throws that clinched the game or something like that. And everybody thought, because he's a bad free throw shooter usually.
Mm-hmm.
Like Iggy shows up when he needs to.
He does.
But guys like that respond to challenge.
They do.
And
they're gamers.
And
right.
For me, it was like I always thought Iggy could be a lot better. Even though he's a great player, he could have been up there like a top 10 player.
Nah.
I think so. He has all the skill set, the body, and everything to be that. Because I thought he was like in Philly. He was kind of like a baby LeBron.
And in Philly, we saw the limit. We saw as far as he was going to go.
Yeah, we saw that.
So he had all the physical tools, but that was it.
Because he's a Swiss Army knife, but he can't get you a bucket. And great players, you need to be all of the great players. And I'm not saying that this is something that they have to do every single time or whatever, but they have to be able to give them the ball and you just go get a bucket. And that's it. If you look at all of the guys that we consider superstars or very high level all-stars, I can get you the ball and I can tell you as a coach, I need a bucket this possession. Go give me a bucket. Iggy, that's not his skill set. It's like Draymond, right? Can you give Draymond the ball and be like, go give me a bucket this possession?
When did Cantor become this terrible?
Like he's always been a defensive liability.
Yeah, but he was able to at least make putbacks.
But he got a
separated shoulder.
He got a real injury, man.
And his finger, don't he got a broken finger?
No,
or dislocated?
That's stuff.
Yeah, that's offensive. Man, what game was that? You don't need one. Like, come on, Cantor.
He ain't got the body for it. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. Actually, that was good.
Ain't nobody following you, man. Oh, that's cash. That's practice. That's practice.
And you saying they gonna get 2? Huh? You saying
I think they'll get 2.
They get 2.
I'll be surprised if this is a gentleman's sweep. I'll be surprised if they. This is like.
Why you always put disrespect on Dame Green?
I'm not putting on. I'm talking about the Blazers. I ain't talking about Dame Green.
But the Blazers go as Dame goes.
Yes, they have. They do. But this is where the buck stops.
Well, it does stop, but they're gonna get 2 of them bucks.
His brother. Good pass.
Anticipation. When you hit one, they gonna jump. Check his license.
It's a white boy shooting. You can't let nobody.
Yeah, it's gonna jump.
I guess. But as bad as Portland has looked,
they're still in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Dave. Don't be disappearing like last year.
Hey, man.
That was a prayer.
It's not a prayer. Come on.
I'm just saying, like he gave up on that play.
That's the one that's gonna kill him. See how wild they are? They just wild, heartless, man. That dude, man,
You know what would be an upgrade for Portland? Rudy Gay. They need a guy like that, the more heartless, Aminu-sized guy that's just more reliable and under control. And they don't even need to be a superstar or even all-star level player. They just need a guy like that, man. Like they miss it, and you see it. It's a glaring weakness on this roster.
Yeah, big time. CJ's greatness beat Denver, and Denver's got tight.
Yeah, they're young.
They got tight.
Yeah, they got lemon boots.
Because boy, they missed all of the rest of their 3-pointers. I think they were 2 for 19 or something like that. They couldn't hit anything. Jamal Murray just was ice cold. He couldn't hit shit.
He was.
And CJ, man, he's gotten better this year.
Oh yeah, he stepped up.
Yeah, he's got a lot better. So did Golden State get lucky again?
What do you mean?
By dodging Denver.
No. I think Portland is the tougher matchup this year.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I agree.
Because here's the thing. I think Denver has more overall talent, but that talent wasn't ready to compete at this level.
I agree.
I think Portland is more ready to compete at this level than Denver was.
With that?
Yeah.
They're,
What are you talking about?
They're
more seasoned. They're more veteran.
Yeah. And
With who?
they have.
I mean, yeah, they are
They
better
got
players.
walking buckets. I can't outside of
Who has walking bucket?
Portland.
They got two.
Exactly. That's more than you can say guaranteed to. That's more than you can say with Denver.
How so?
Because I only can say Joker. Outside of that, there's no
Jokic, Jamal Murray.
That's a guarantee.
Gary Harris.
That's a guaranteed walking bucket.
Will Barton.
Is that a guaranteed walking bucket?
Man,
That's
Will Barton's not guaranteed.
Okay, Will Barton's not, but Gary Harris.
Murray just
Gary Harris is not guaranteed either.
They have way more guys that I feel more comfortable that can make shots than this roster.
I agree, but they're not ready to compete at this type of stage, at the level that they should be able to compete at. Remember, Ken, Denver hasn't had an ass whooping yet because they haven't made the playoffs. They made it all the way to the second seed. They made it all the way to the second round. This was their ass whooping.
I just thought with them being as balanced as they are, they have the star, they have the secondary star, they probably have a third go-to guy, and then everybody else was talented and good enough to be able to make Oakland defend more than two guys.
I feel what you're saying because I agree.
Oh, I forgot about Paul Millsap.
I agree.
That's a walking bucket.
I'm not saying a walking
Millsap
bucket.
is.
That's just players.
Yeah,
they have
Millsap
more,
is. But
more reliable players than Portland, to me.
But they weren't ready to be reliable.
I can't. The only reason why I won't fully disagree with that is because of Game 7.
And then,
But the only other issue that kind of bothers me with that is they won a Game 7 against the Spurs, but the Spurs have less talented and less guys that they can rely on than Denver.
And Portland's guys are just like Dame and CJ are. Look, they got embarrassed last year.
I know.
And that type of failure last year and the way that they lost. Oh my God.
Okay.
No, I know.
Denver
I
made
know. Ken, I know.
It's so frustrating, man.
I know. I'm not disagreeing.
I know. You're talking about experience, and I get it.
We are.
Yeah, and I understand. It's the experience.
Which platform?
YouTube. So so that's why it's making me hard to disagree with you, because I understand experience matters. The journey matters.
Yeah.
And their journey for Portland started last year.
Exactly.
But when I see Aminu and Harkless just out there just chunking shots up, it's just like, man, if Dame and CJ had any type of confidence, in addition, outside of Rodney Hood and occasionally Seth Curry.
Yeah. They were what me and people were saying about the Clippers years ago. They had Blake and CP3. They need
a 3-4 guy.
They need a 3-4 guy.
Is the best name you mentioned.
Yeah, because I said, look, they don't even need like an all-star caliber guy.
No, it don't have to be. No.
Rudy Gay, if they have Rudy Gay on this roster,
That's
bro,
right.
that's a whole other level for them.
Rudy Gay is
All right,
perfect.
so
Yes.
I was saying Kawhi would be a blessing.
No, of course, but shit. Kawhi can
he
go
wanted
You
anywhere.
have to give up something. You got to give up something to get.
But he a free agent.
You still got to. I mean, money wise, yeah.
Should get rid of the whole damn roster.
You got to
Keep saying that
something.
name.
You're gonna have to give up. You got to get rid of some pieces. Look around living but that still be man.
going
Yeah,
like
CJ and Dame.
Shit.
Woo, that's a
Shit.
monster victory, and they'll probably still keep Nurkic or whatever. Man, what?
Shit.
Because he's still on his rookie deal, right?
Nah, he's not. He got big money.
You got big money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you keep him.
And
you
CJ
probably-
got big money. All three of them got big money now.
Right. So you trade off, probably like Aminu and
Yeah, the rest of the roster except them three.
Yeah.
And bring in Kawhi and bring in a whole bunch of minimum contracts.
And you're good. Man,
Yeah, because you talking about a big four of that? Shit. Look, your 4-man has to just play defense and get
that's
rebound.
all- And get rebound. That's it. Nurkic, that's all you gotta do.
Yep.
That's your role.
And that 4-man needs to play defense, get rebounds, and be able to switch and play perimeter defense. That's it. If they can find a 4-man that can do that with those other three, man, come on, man. You talking about championship. That's a championship.
contender.
That's a championship.
What you think the Lakers gonna get somebody too?
Yeah, I know. No, that's a championship. That's a championship. Because look, man, I don't think KD's staying.
He ain't. He coming.
And I put
Especially
it.
if they win again. Like, he's gonna have three.
Well, you already heard the reports that it's 95% done.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What's
or
95% done?
Him going to New York.
Really?
Yeah.
He signed to Kevin. He's gonna wait till the season and sign Durant on the contract.
So what do you think?
So
I
that
don't
way
know
done.
if I talk about it. What y'all think the Knicks gonna do now that they have the?
well, we have.
Yeah, we're gonna
We're
wait
gonna wait
till
till
halftime.
halftime.
We're gonna talk about the draft.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm still boiling though.
Okay.
But yeah, Stephen A. said that it's 95% guaranteed that Kyrie and
Why don't you just say it's guaranteed? What's the percentage like?
you always
You
gotta
never
leave
know.
yourself an
You
out.
never know.
Just in case you're wrong.
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
always
no.
gotta leave yourself out.
That and also you never know what the GM might have up his sleeve, bro. You never know.
Jay West.
Yes.
I trust.
You never know.
Oh, trust me.
Unless you give him a lifetime supply of wave caps. I don't see how you gonna get KD to sign.
Look, I'm never sleeping on.
'Cause
I'm never sleeping on Jay
Nope.
West.
And I think that depending on how Golden State plays is going to also determine whether or not he comes back. Because if they just rocking without him, yeah, he is good as gone.
Man, the Currys are just poster family for light skin greatness. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
I get
likes
Seth a
him.
lot of props, man, because he was almost out the league.
He was.
When he was with Dallas, yeah.
He was in.
I thought that was his last stop.
Y'all like Draymond. Who was that? Harkless.
You just called out
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
Why
He
you
just trying to
why
point
you
him
bullying Hart? You shacking the football Hart.
Cause man, he lost his job to a white boy,
The move. Gotta make that.
Zach Collins. Oh, Zach Collins, because he played at and I liked him when he was in college. Yeah, I liked him when he was in college.
Take that shot, bro.
Yeah, you gotta take that.
Oh, you gonna pull up? You gonna pull up?
His play, get some of his play.
That was lazy.
Yeah.
There you go, Klay.
Can't pass that to.
There you go, Klay.
Oh, that's
That's a
Portland.
tip.
Yep, that's Portland. No, but on the back is Golden State, and then Dell is Portland on the back. Yeah.
That's great.
If I had my two kids in the league,
They're
I'm
just
talking
trying to
other
get,
shit.
Oh yeah.
trying to get warmed up, man.
I'll be like, all right, baby, you get this board, I get this one. We see who wins.
Oh, good move. Good move.
He's gotten so much better, man, this year.
CJ, there is no.
He's so
I
smooth,
can't think of a player that does like that plays like him. Like, you know
He
what I'm
said,
saying?
I got it from the mud.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm 100% certain and confident when I say this.
He hyping now. Go ahead.
I'm not. Nobody creates more space off the dribble than CJ McCollum. Name me another person.
Kyrie.
More space.
Forget about our boy, man. Forget about our boy, man.
Roster.
Devin Booker, man.
Creates more space off the dribble than CJ? But not like CJ. Ooh.
Because that's the reason why we rank him so
Look
high
at
on
Hart.
play. Remember, we was like he's
Should've
22
been a
points.
foul.
Yeah, he is thinking because he got more. He got more than Klay off the dribble. I give you that. But CJ be having dudes 4 or 5 feet. Like you was on me, now you 5, 6 feet away from me. Like he creates so much space.
Watch Devin Booker. I mean, of course,
Is that
Of course.
can I say this?
Mhm.
Is that because he faces like the second, third best defender on the team?
Nah, because sometimes he gets the best defender.
And that was Iggy he just got.
Yeah.
And Klay be trying to check him too.
Yep. He create. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my bias. But when I watch CJ, he can get the most space to get his shot off, and it doesn't matter. Ooh. And it doesn't matter if it's him going to the rack, snatch back on people. Like he just creates a lot of space, man. He can get where he wants to, and it's not based off of athletic ability.
Nah.
Yeah, he's not explosive. He's just he's a smooth athlete. He has amazing change of pace. You know what I'm saying? And he can go from slow to quick with his dribble. You don't know if he's gonna pull up, go to the rack. Like his bag is one of the biggest bags in the NBA. Yeah, man. Hey, they need to cancel Paul Pierce, bro.
This
Talk about one of
this
the
is
biggest
first year.
fails of the year, man.
Yeah,
That Bucks series.
Is he the?
He said, I don't know what the Bucks gonna do. It's over. Come on, man.
And they didn't win another game.
You out of all people too, like someone that's played the game and like experienced that. Like, why would you even say that, man? Like, that's so dumb. God, that's so stupid. They say Kawhi is the third best player in these playoffs.
Yep.
And it's funny because after he says it, they
What do you
do
think?
something
He's
amazing.
second or first?
Huh?
Kawhi second or
Top
first?
two.
He's second. It's Giannis, him, and then
Did all that work, and now it's back to 6.
You said Giannis, Kawhi.
Then
Ken, what is 6 points, bro? What's 6 points in the NBA? Woo!
They not getting. At best, gentlemen sweep. At best, gentlemen sweep.
How do you say that?
I'm Paul Piercing it.
But look how bad Portland is playing. They haven't adjusted yet. Nick, you know these games, man.
You've been calling out Denver, the whole squad. Woo!
I'm with Nick though. Like, no, real, I was with you too. Like, I was like,
So
man,
5 games.
Yeah.
5 games.
Because
That's what you see.
I brought it up yesterday. You sat back too,
Like,
like
before the series started, it's just too much,
saying
man.
6. I'm saying 6.
It's
Yeah,
too, and
what
he
if
stepped out of
KD
bounds.
come back?
Who was that? Who stepped out of bounds?
I know, Ken. They gotta get rid of both of their ass.
What if KD come back in game 2? Like, if they lose this game,
That's the
KD
thing.
come back.
What if Boogie come back?
I still think it's 6.
And I don't get me wrong. I mean, at heart, I'm rooting for
With
that.
the left, nigga?
I'm rooting for
He
that.
hit the rim with the left
from half court.
from half with 2 people on you.
Going out of bounds.
Yo, this guy's ridiculous. Hold on,
Curry wants to embarrass Dame.
Oh, you finished it.
This is personal. He trying to get at Dame.
And I hope Dame get back at him.
Oh, you know Dame's gonna get back at
Where's
him.
the audio?
Remote should be up there.
The audio ones? The smaller silver one?
It should be up there. Like, look at the play.
But
There you go.
I just know not to overreact to one game. That's all I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, you know how I am.
So-
I don't never overreact. I'm saying before
Just
the
as a
series started,
series, yeah.
I was already thinking. I'm like, man, go see like before the series even started.
That's why I didn't want this matchup. That's why I wanted Denver. I thought Denver stood a better chance.
And then you talk about Denver got lemon booty against Portland.
I know.
And damn near against San Antonio.
And anytime they play Golden State in the
Yes.
regular season, they got smashed.
Whoop.
So-
So nah, bro. They wasn't ready for the moment.
No, not yet.
It would have been worse than Portland. I'm telling you, Portland is the better matchup this year.
With KD out, I think it should be. But
If
That was the rest
if
of
Portland won to still one, this would be the game to still one without
Nah.
KD.
It had to be game 1.
You
You're
gotta
not
be
gonna
this
get any other game.
You gotta be
It
this
gets
game.
worse for you. KD gets healthier as the games go on.
yeah, but I didn't think that. I had them losing the first game and winning the second game.
Portland.
Yeah.
So-
I think it was going to take them a minute to adjust to what Golden State was doing.
If Golden State wins the first game, which I think they will.
KD comes back.
No, if you're Golden State, do you sit KD?
Yeah, I don't need
If
them.
you rest them until it's like 2-2 or something like that.
I feel you. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
with
right. Unless it gets, when it starts getting a little bit like, okay, KD come back. But yeah, they win this game, KD still chill out. They win these first 2 home games. Bam.
This guy, I would not, man. I'll punch this little. Yo, I swear to God, look at that.
Right.
Look at that.
That's
What
crazy.
else you supposed to do, man?
Right. So
That's
yeah,
a horrible shot to any other player.
Oh my God.
KD only comes back if Portland ties the series at home.
I
I don't think he's coming back at all.
What do you mean at all?
I think he's done for the playoffs.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so the NBA draft. Okay, Nick, inform us on this draft lottery.
Can you want to do the intro?
No. Ken ain't talking no more. Go ahead, Nick. Take it over.
All right. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead End Sports. I'm with FIFO, Mr. 24/7. Beezy, 430, my bad. And Ken. And of course, it's your boy, Mr. No Disrespect. We are live watching the Western Conference Finals. First game 1, and it's what? Golden State is up by 10 right now.
Nah, it's
6 or
it's
7?
like 6.
I thought it was 54-45.
No, it's like either way.
Golden State
close.
up. Yeah, Golden State
10
up.
or less.
But what's actually more immediate as far as attention right now is today was the NBA lottery pick. We finally got to see what teams, what they're going to be picking at when it comes to the draft this upcoming June. And not to bury the lead, so I'm just going to get right into it. New Orleans, they got the first pick.
So what do they do here? So what like I think personally, this is the perfect opportunity to re-up big time. I think that I'm trading AD to New York. I want that third pick. And I'm giving them Drew Holiday, and I want Dennis Smith Jr.
Let me round out the top 5.
Mm.
So it's the Pelicans with the first pick, the Grizzlies with the second pick. My Knicks unfortunately got the third. The Lakers actually got the fourth pick. Cleveland's got the fifth pick, and then
Let's stop there, and then we'll go on.
All right.
But with this first pick, you know me, I love playing the GM hat, right? I love that hat. If I'm New Orleans, I'm drafting Zion with number 1. Obviously, it's no brainer to me.
They got to.
They have to. I'm trading the Brow to New York for that number 3 pick and Dennis Smith Jr. I'm giving them the Brow and Drew Holiday. And with that third pick that I'm getting from New York, I'm drafting R.J. Barrett.
Why would you do that if you're New York?
Because KD and Kyrie are coming. And if you have AD, Kyrie, and KD, I don't know who has a better big 3 in the East.
When it comes to the Knicks, I think their only hesitation is if they had the number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
Outside of that, they're willing to give up any draft pick this season just to get another superstar.
And on here, people to piggyback, what's the shames with the athletic NBA? New Orleans Pelicans are now set up to be Zion Williamson's franchise to live. The number 1 pick could easily potentially trade Anthony Davis. They said his stance on the trade has not changed. League sources too. Yeah.
You're not concerned about him leaving?
Who?
AD?
If I'm New York?
Hell no.
Hell no. First of all, we New York.
They should make him a sign and trade.
Nah. If I'm New York, I don't need. Look, I give you this third pick, and I'm gonna give you Dennis Smith. Go ahead, and let me get AD off your hands, and I'll take Drew Holiday.
Why do you think he'll resign?
Because it's New York. Number 2, you have 2 superstar caliber players in the East. Who has a better big 3 than that? Because Kawhi is most likely gone, right, from Toronto. And they don't have a big 3. That's a big 1.
Right.
Boston obviously lost their best player because now he's in New York. You know what I'm saying? Philly is your biggest threat in terms from a talent perspective. And then it drops off, and then obviously Giannis in the Bucks. But then after that, it drops off a cliff. So you're automatically a top 3 team in the East.
I'm asking because of LA.
Well, that's what I was getting to. The fourth reason that you're going on is because LA's a dumpster fire, right?
Yep.
There's no reason to go to LA if you're trying to win. And right now, he's been saying that I want to be in a winning environment. He'll go to the easier conference where he's a guaranteed top 5 seed if he joins KD and whoever else in New York.
Guaranteed top 3.
New York was one of the teams he asked to go to.
And New York's not a dumpster fire?
No.
They're one of the most stable. They're now one of the most stable organizations moving forward because they have.
Who's their coach?
Tisdale. Who's their GM?
What's his name? What's his name?
Scott. Is it Scott Perry?
I'm surprised you don't know.
What's his name?
It's Steve Mills.
Mills.
Scott Perry's the
president.
Yeah. So they're the only organization that got an all-black cast outside the owner. And I think
Scott Perry is the GM.
Scott Perry's the GM. Yeah. Okay. So all those things that lead up to that, and Dolan has stepped back a lot. Dolan has stepped back a lot. Yep. So you're getting stability, and you're getting a unified front when it comes to where you're signing to. It's a big market, so you're gonna make a lot more money than you did in New Orleans anyway. And then on top, they could possibly offer you the max depending on if Kyrie comes or if you get Kemba.
No. You can get the max because think about it. He will be traded to New York, so that means he retains his bird rights, and New York gets his bird rights. So that means that New York can offer him more money than any other team on the market. So it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense for AD. And then we know this about AD. AD don't like playing the 5, right? Who they got on the New York roster right now? They play the 5. Mitchell Robinson. So you talking about all you need literally is a 2 guard that can guard 1, 2s, and 3s, a 3 and D. So like Roberson, like if you get you a Roberson on that squad, oh my God, how How do you stop it? Because first of all, 1-on-1, I still think Kyrie's one of the most unstoppable players 1-on-1. It don't matter about the two guard as long as he can play defense.
And we got Alonzo, so Alonzo.
Trier. Yep. Off the bench. Then you got KD, you got AD, and then you got Mitchell Robinson that has one of the highest blocks per 36 minutes. He only averaged like 15 minutes a game, and this man had like 2.5 blocks a game in 15 minutes.
Give him at least 25.
He gonna get like 3 blocks. So you have the rim protection. He'll get better with that.
He was a rookie.
Exactly, like DeAndre Jordan struggled too early on, but he got it together. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't they still have? Well, he comes off the books, right?
Yeah. They could re-sign him, but there's no point.
Yeah, there's no point. You can move on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I think New York is the best. This is the best scenario for New Orleans. I think the NBA threw them a bone somewhat because this is the best. This is the best.
Somewhat they gave him the whole damn. Man, I didn't want to watch this.
All right, so at 2 is Memphis, and I think Memphis is also in a very interesting situation. So for me, I'm definitely drafting Ja Morant, and I'm moving on from Mike Conley.
So what you doing with Conley? Because he
To
just
the
signed a
Lakers.
contract.
To the Lakers.
Okay.
Because I think when I look at the
Lakers
landscape,
want to take that much money.
yeah, you have LeBron. It don't. It's not about financial flexibility if you're getting the talent in return. And outside of injury, Mike Conley is the most underrated point guard in the
What you doing with
NBA.
Lonzo?
You can either move him or bring him off the bench. That's okay. That's fine because guess who's drafting lower in this draft, and they're not going to get the point guard that they want, and they need a point guard. Phoenix. So you could go get Josh Jackson off of Phoenix.
He in jail.
He is. He's also dumb shit.
I want my man. I want the dude from Murray State to go to Phoenix, man. Damn, I want that to happen.
Oh, John? Of course,
yeah,
of
man,
course.
I want him to go to
That was the perfect fit.
Backcourt, man. Just 'cause that backcourt is nasty.
Yeah.
Him and Devin.
But look at what Memphis can do, right? Because they drafted
Ja
Jaren
Morant,
Jackson.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
And let's say if they make the trade with the Lakers, right? Because in the offseason, you don't have to match up salaries and stuff like that, right? So imagine they give up Mike Conley, right? And the Memphis Grizzlies take back Brandon Ingram. So now you have John Morant, Brandon Ingram, Jaren Jackson, and you could take somebody else too off of the Lakers' hands if you want. So that kind of jumpstarts the Memphis rebuild. So and they have who was the big man that played in Toronto that got traded from Arkansas? Valanciunas.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a very nice mix of young and veteran.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to restart. Then you got who's picking third?
I don't. So here's the thing about the Knicks, because I was really hoping they got the number 1 pick. And I'm not a Knicks fan by any stretch of the imagination. But why in the hell did so many people have the Knicks with the number 1 pick?
Because that's what they wanted.
It clearly, because the percentages didn't favor them at all.
Not at all.
It doesn't favor anyone once you're in the top.
Right. So I don't understand why people thought that they had the better odds of winning the number 1 pick when it's split across the top 3 teams.
Well, because I don't think anyone else thought that they were going to be worse than the Knicks to get that. Like, you
but
know
the
what I'm saying?
percentages,
But yeah, the percentages
right?
are there. But usually, the worst team usually gets the first.
That's
pick.
the way it used to be. But they changed it to where it's 14, 14, 14, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, each team has a 14.5% chance of winning it. So
They be
everything else is out the window. And I'm a math guy, so I don't care about records. I don't care about anything. When you tell me that each team, that 3 teams has a 14.5% chance, then you got a 1 out of 3rd chance of winning. So why does everybody have the Knicks with the number 1 pick? So you were right. It's what they wanted, but the math didn't make sense.
No. Because at the end of the day, it would have been best for the league for New York to get the number 1 pick.
But the Pelicans ended up.
Actually, I disagree now. I think Atlanta would have been a better decision.
I think Atlanta is the best place to get Zion into a young, winning environment, like right now, because that second half of the Hawks season proved that these young guys, they got something.
They were starting to figure it out.
They started to figure it out. They have a nucleus.
And with the city developing the way it is,
Exactly.
it would have been.
This would have been perfect for Zion to push the Atlanta Hawks and the
You've been
city of
feeling
Atlanta
butts.
over the
You've
top.
been feeling butts in that
Hell
arena.
yeah. You talk about him and my guy Trey?
Yes, man.
Bruh. Like that would have taken the city
Collins,
over the top.
man.
Of course. But you know, it is what it is. But I still think that Atlanta with the number 8,
They got
number
Well,
8 and number 10.
You jumping ahead. Philly.
I am.
Yeah.
So fourth is the Lakers.
Cavs. Oh
Fourth is
yeah,
the
with
Lakers.
fourth. Yeah,
So
Lakers.
fourth is the Lakers, and this is what I was telling Nick before we started recording. If I'm the Hawks, I'm trading them 2 picks and I'm trying to move up to either number 3 or number 4. Because y'all already know who I like there. Cam Reddish. They have to, because and this is my rationale in giving up both picks to move up. And because they already have 3 guys on rookie contracts that are their core. Why are you going to add 2 more guys on rookie contracts to be even more of your core? What they need now is to specialize for fit because they already got their point guard of the future. They got a 3-and-D guy of their future. They already got the big man of their future. They need that wing guy that can create his own and play off the ball, which is Cam.
I think why that would help LA is because right now the early mock draft, which came out tonight, had Darius Garland going there. He's a point guard. We know he's not going there. So it's not a need for LA. The need for LA probably could be Cam Reddish too.
I'll put it to you like this.
Or trade down and get depth.
So in my scenario, right, like making that move for Mike Conley, I'm also giving him the 4th pick.
Oh.
So if I'm Memphis, I'm trying to get that 2nd and the 4th pick.
LA
and Brandon
LA
Ingram.
can't do that. LA can't do that.
So
get Conley and the 4th pick for a 3-year rental? Nah.
And with
because
what about Valanciunas as well?
Nah. You're GMing, right?
Okay.
So now I'm gonna just look at it from.
Yeah, I was very Memphis biased. I'm Memphis biased.
So for me, for LA to jump from a projected 11th to 12th pick to a top 5 pick, like when I was looking at this thing, I kept waiting for the LA logo to pop up, and when they jumped to the top 4th, I'm like, this is crazy.
But who do you take? Because I feel after the top 3, so Cam Reddish
who they were projected to get was some guy named Nasir Little and some other.
And he's nice.
So he can play.
Very high.
Now you get more talent in the top 5. So I think they could take Cam Reddish too. When I looked at everybody that's left, I don't know how good Raul Hashima is.
So all right. So you already have Brandon Ingram, right?
Yeah.
You already have Kyle Kuzma, right? You got LeBron.
Okay, let's just say he's there. Okay.
Like you're gonna pick another 6'8" guy, like another wing.
So what do you get, a 4? A 4?
I don't know. That's why if I'm the Lakers and I have LeBron and I already got so many young guys, I'm not adding another young guy at that high of a draft pick.
You gotta move. You gotta either you move off some of the young guys you already got and supplement that draft pick with someone else, or you trade that draft pick to either get somebody to come in that can fit right in there, or you just move down and just get that.
So what I'm hearing is they're basically gonna doing like Philly. We're gonna be in win now mode with, and so we're not gonna get this asset. We're gonna be in win now mode with LeBron for the next 3 years.
Not even win down mode. I think it's just like I think they're just dealing with LeBron for the next 3 years.
They're dealing with their organization. They're not dealing with LeBron.
They are.
LeBron's just an
and here's the thing. I think that there's 3 guys in this draft that you put on that Lakers squad today, they make an immediate difference. RJ, Zion, Ja. They're not getting any one of those guys. You got to move on from the pick because it doesn't make roster sense to add another young guy that's gonna be questionable. Because can we agree that Brandon Ingram is questionable?
Yes.
Can we agree Lonzo is questionable?
Yes.
The only one that's not questionable out of all those young guys is Kuzma and then Josh Hart to a degree. But the rest of those young guys, they're questionable.
I mean, it's still 3 to 5 though.
It is 3 to 5, and Brandon Ingram's in his 3 to 5, and he didn't take that jump.
He looked good.
He looked better. I
thought he looked better.
Coming from the same guy that loved Elfrid Payton.
So Lakers should trade that pick.
I think Lakers should trade that pick. I don't think they should take that. You know, because even like Orlando coming off of Vucevic. Like there's guys out there that I think
Vucevic was
20
24,
and
12, and 4
Yes.
assists
yes,
a game.
and he can hit the three now.
In Orlando, think about if he went to LA.
You know, so there's guys out there that I think other franchises want that fourth pick and give up Vucevic or somebody like that.
All right, number 6.
Cleveland.
Cleveland 5.
Yeah.
Oh, Cleveland.
It don't matter.
I think they say they're gonna get DeAndre Hunter. He's probably like the best one left.
I got you.
So
Phoenix is 6.
man, they talk about.
Oh,
They might as well trade that too.
Yeah, because who?
They need a point guard. They
do.
need to trade that
Well,
for a point guard or
Garland may still be there if LA and Cleveland, because Cleveland don't need a point guard because they got Sexton. LA don't need a point guard, so Darius Garland may be there at 6 for Phoenix.
Yeah.
And right now he's projected as a top 4 as pick.
But here's the thing though, like how much of the needle does he move?
He's a top. Right now they say he's top 4 talent.
I know, but does it move the needle for Phoenix?
And I kind of think it's by default because Cam Reddish slid and he kind of moved up, and the other guy, Jared Culver, slid because of his showing in the tourney. So I think he slid, so he kind of moved up a little bit. But I don't know how much he moves the needle because I've seen him play, but I haven't been overly impressed with him.
Mm-hmm.
But if they need a point guard, they need a point guard. So if he does the job in terms of running the offense and setting up players, then why not?
You know, there was an interesting scenario that me, Nick, and who's the buddy, the other Josh, that we was talking about. Daryl Morey in Houston wants to make a big time splash, right? Like in this free agency, and
he's on fire.
He was in rhythm.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
He was in rhythm.
I think, and I think this is more so wishful thinking than it actually happening. But what if it's a big what if CP winds up in Phoenix via trade?
Why would he go there?
Well, it's not him.
It's not him.
It's the Rockets.
Yes.
Okay.
Because just think about that contract, right?
Horrible contract.
And Morey is definitely about getting assets. And I don't know if he loves somebody in this draft, but at number 4, you could definitely get some, or what, number 6?
Yeah, they're number 6.
At number 6, you can still get somebody that you really like in this draft. Obviously, you're getting back assets that you could possibly move in the future. I don't know, man. I don't know.
He said he was fine paying the luxury tax.
He is. But again, I don't know how he's gonna make these moves to even add more.
Wait a minute. Who do we have the Knicks picking?
Nobody. We think
so we're gonna move it.
And they've already talked about it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense for them.
So that would go to Pelicans. So the Pelicans. So they would get Zion and RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I say they could. If Memphis doesn't go for John Morant, I still think the Pelicans should look into John Morant if they can. You get Zion and Ja, I think that's a lethal combination.
Oh yeah. If Memphis passes up on him, yeah. All right. So number 6. Who's number 6?
We did 7 Chicago. We did 6.
So Chicago
needs a point too. I'm over on Chris Dunn. I'm done with Chris Dunn.
So Kobe White is the only other point guard I'm seeing on here. There are no point guards in this draft.
Nah, there isn't.
Number 8 is Atlanta Hawks.
I'm trading up. I'm getting up 8 and 10. I got to get Cam Reddish.
So if you don't,
You trade 8 and 10 to get Cam Reddish?
Yeah.
So here's what's left.
Because I think you can trade. I think New York might be interested in something like that. I think the Lakers might be interested in something like that. I think even Memphis might be interested in something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
so you get more picks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
in between the 8 and 10, you got Washington Wizards with 9 pick.
I don't know. They probably gonna go for a point guard, but that at their position picking, I don't know what they're gonna do.
There are no point guards.
And here's the thing: if I'm the Washington Wizards, Bradley Beal has to be moved this during the draft.
And that's how you probably move up. Then. Give a team like, hey, we'll give you our pick and Bradley Beal.
Oh yeah, he's not missing out.
Woo!
Talking shit too. 62.
So you know he loves the front.
48 Golden State.
And you look, man, this is Golden State's time. When they come out of halftime, them boys try to step on your neck and really try to run away with the game. That's what they do.
This is vintage Curry back in the day when he was two-time MVP.
Mm-hmm. Look at that pick. And then there's no help. Where's Cantor at? Where's Cantor?
And then this hurts the flow of Dame and CJ because they got to run around chasing Klay and Steph.
Mm-hmm. So this is literally the battle of the two best backcourts in the NBA.
Yeah, Curry right now is
Should have
showing
been
his
Denver.
ass.
Yeah, he is showing his ass.
Jesus
They
Christ.
ain't got to step up.
This
We're
dude is
Dame
not
next.
fair, man.
Hey, that superstar label, it could peel off a little bit.
It's only one game, but still, he got to step up. He got to step up.
Minnesota has 11 picks.
It's a wrap for Minnesota.
Minnesota got 11. Charlotte got 12.
You know what, man? As much as I love Thibodeau, man, he messed up Minnesota, bro.
Yeah, at this point, it's like it's just players left. No, I don't see any big names. But yeah, so you know what's crazy is that there was so much like I don't even care about the draft lottery like that, but even I was interested.
I was too.
Because of freaking Zion.
I was
It
too.
don't make any damn sense. He gonna be all he gonna do is go up there in New Orleans and be a more younger, athletic version of Randall.
Yeah, I think they need to trade Julius too. And you know what? Look here, man. Like New Orleans got a lot of decisions to make. They got a lot of
Do
decisions.
you trust Dave Griffin making the right, like in the direction,
Yeah.
franchising back on track?
I do.
I just, man, how does Zion feel right now? I mean, I know overall.
This is worst
like,
case
he's going to
scenario.
leave, but
I think this is worst case scenario.
the Pelicans, bro,
I know they just players go there and just die.
and the NBA gonna have to put him on TV.
On TV.
His agent gonna be like, all right, you give him 4 years, we call it for a trade.
Well, here's the thing.
And he's stable before he renewed his contract.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave him the bag.
Here's the thing. You're never gonna give up that first re-up.
Yeah.
That re-up is guaranteed.
That's why I brought that up.
Exactly. So he's gonna be there at least 7 years.
Damn, that's
The first 7 years of your career, you're gonna be where if you was drafted in that lottery, more than likely you're going to be there.
Make your money early, win championships later.
yeah, but he gonna be crying in the car on the way home.
It depends on what David Griffin does.
It does because here's the thing: New Orleans needs to look at the youth movement, and it's not about winning. Let's get as much young, cheap talent right now. That's why I said move on from Drew Holiday.
And if Zion is the man,
But we talk about it. We talked about it too. I think you even tweeted it, so you posted somewhere that Zion's gonna be a bust. So we gonna have to get into that too.
He did.
But I do see he can't do it by himself. Like even
he's not that type of
he's
player.
not that type of player. Like maybe if you talk about Ja, maybe, but Zion is.
Ja can't do it by himself.
That's what I'm saying. Even then, like, and he's the most well-rounded player in the draft to me.
Okay.
So, but with Zion, it's just he has the motor, he has the athleticism, and he has some of the intangibles that you just can't. You can't coach.
You just posed it. Now I'm curious. Out of the players in the draft, who is a guy that can do it by himself?
RJ.
No.
I think you could build. I think RJ. Look, and this is I've been saying it. I'm gonna stick to it. RJ is Harden 2.0. Same way Devin Booker is Klay 2.0. What's his name? RJ is James Harden 2.0.
And I think Cam Reddish just got a bad rap, man.
He did.
I can easily see him going like number 10 and lower.
Yeah, but
Because of how they.
and it might be a steal.
That would be the
It
steal
could
of
be
the
a
draft.
steal, or it could be like, all right, that's where you're supposed to go.
If that's where he's supposed to go, that's fine. But if you turn, if he a steal, then somebody came up.
I'll tell you, if I'm the Hawks, that's the only guy.
And
None
he
of
might
these
still
other
be
guys
sitting
make
at
sense.
8.
He might be. But
It might actually work out for him.
me as the GM, I don't want to stand.
You don't want
back.
to take that chance?
Nah, if there's a guy that I know, like I want in
You gotta
fits,
love him. You gotta love him.
yeah, and me personally, I love, like,
Why does he keep doing
yeah,
that?
I don't know.
Because all Golden State,
Too much.
Golden State plays the passing lanes all the time.
They do.
They love for
But the
people
lane
to
is
jump.
cluttered. He's dribbling.
Even when it's not cluttered, if you'll watch them, they always have their hands up and active, and they're always looking for players to jump and pass.
He's pulling it right now when they losing too.
Man, the hamstring is one of the worst injuries, man.
It is, man.
Because you feel all right, but he ain't all
But
right.
he ain't our yeah. He playing on adrenaline right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Harkless. Cut the lead down.
They gotta get this.
He ain't
They gotta get this down to 8.
They will.
And then finish it off.
Portland, kind of go back to what you were saying. They have a lot of resolve, man.
They do.
But when they guys ain't hitting, they ain't doing a damn thing.
Miami got the 13th pick and then Boston got the 14th.
That down there don't even matter.
Yeah.
To be honest, outside the top 10, it don't matter.
Because in Minnesota, Charlotte, Miami, and Boston, they just that's a dead.
Just double team the guy.
Nah, that poses so much. Look,
I understand that, but you gotta throw off the rhythm somehow.
Ken, you double team him.
I know
Who's
Klay's over there. I know.
So you can't win. You can't win, bruh. You can't let him do that. I feel you,
Or
but
just guard the perimeter and just let them get whatever they want inside. I'd rather give up a 2 than a 3.
I feel you, especially on this team.
That's their bread and butter. Yeah, he hurt. I don't think. Yeah, Dame is probably going to just defend and try to just get him.
Why is Cantor so low on that pick and roll?
I was about to say, if he hit, it's a wrap.
He always hit big threes. There you go. So
Bad shot.
That's a
not for him.
Yeah, that's a damn
Yeah.
shot.
I mean, he was discombobulated on his way up, so
He can still hit it though.
Yeah, that's a damn shot.
that's a Klay shot right there.
Okay, Ken. So you rather give Klay a wide open 3 when he can do that? Come on, man.
That's his second 3-pointer though.
Doesn't matter.
You don't want to give him that.
I know, but so you gonna let Curry just body you for 50?
I'm loving Golden State's defense right now. They're playing the Blazers like
They are.
You can tell they watched those Pelican tapes from last season
Because they're doubling
like
Dame and CJ every time.
But Denver did the same thing.
They didn't do it as well.
Nah, they didn't do it as well.
Defensively,
but defensively, Denver doesn't have the same type of players.
Bro, I do agree with
Golden
that.
State has
Yeah.
defensively.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
And you also think on the offensive end, they're getting tired out too. So like, not only does Dame have to run around, but he also got to run around and create his own shot.
You look like you got a football pad on his shoulder.
That's how they're gonna get back in it. Man, watch Portland. Oh man.
I don't know if they do it this game.
You just want to see Golden State to just to lose one.
Oh, I don't give Portland a chance, man. But
So
they're
you
gonna
give him a chance.
they're gonna play better than this though.
5, man. Golden State 5.
It wouldn't surprise me.
We got between Milwaukee and Raptors.
I told you, I'm going with Bucks.
Pretty much the 2 best players in the East is going
And
here.
top 2 teams in
I'm
the
about to say,
East.
top
you just
top
said
5.
so.
Top 5 in the NBA. Playing against each other.
Yeah, to me, I got Milwaukee, man. Just because that shot Kawhi hit against Philly, he ain't doing that over Giannis. Because Giannis will be able to stay in front of him and contest that better than any other player.
You know who looked good coming back?
Hmm.
Malcolm.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he played a lot of minutes, but he
50, 40, 90.
Yeah.
I was like when I saw his game back when they closed out Boston, I was like,
He was ready.
damn. I was like, he looked, and he didn't play that many minutes, but he was effective. I was like, man,
Yeah.
if he get going,
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
it's
Yeah.
a wrap. I feel
I
sorry.
don't see what team can defeat him.
Look, man, we banning that man's name on this show, man.
That dude ain't gonna
He
have
came out
any
hot
chance.
for game 7 though. He
He turned that game around in the third quarter with his hustle play.
He
steals,
did,
some
and
big
you know what?
rebounds.
Look, I'll give him
The
props here.
ones.
He has the most charges drawn in the playoffs and the regular season, and he has the most deflections in the playoffs. So I'll give him props there, but he's still a bum.
You know where that game? You know where that game turned for Philly, possibly. And Jeff Van Gundy said these games swing on small plays, on things that seem insignificant. There was a moment when Ben Simmons in the third quarter, Philly looked like they were about to run away with it, and he tried a outlet pass to James Ennis, and James Ennis either was cutting.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Turn the series around.
Because instead of going to the basket, he was kind of fanning out, but
Yep.
then he wasn't even wide enough at the 3-point line. He wasn't running the right lane.
Yep.
You either got to go to the basket or you got to run to the three.
Yep.
And he was in no man's land.
And,
I remember
at that point, Toronto were able to make their comeback with hustle plays on missed shot, and then it was a game again.
See, because in playoff basketball, you can't have missed opportunities to step on a team's neck.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a 6 or 8 point lead and you have a turnover like that, that's a 4 to 6 point swing because you have the turnover. Let's say you're up 8. They get the ball back. Now you're down 6. You have another turnover or missed shot. They come back. You're down 4. That's 0-0 in playoffs talk.
Yep.
But if you make that play, now you're up either 8 or 9. It's a different game.
In addition to the way everybody else from Toronto was scared to shoot, which is why Kawhi shot 39 damn times.
Yep.
Because nobody else wanted the ball. So if they're down by 8 in a closeout game, and we know who the Raptors are. They still are who they are. The only difference is Kawhi. Because DeMar DeRozan wasn't going to do that.
Nope.
At all.
And even if he shot 30 times, he would have made 5. That's just the truth. That's the truth.
We saw evidence
We saw
it in Game 7 in San Antonio.
We saw it.
But,
so, Kawhi is the difference on that squad. And if you look at Milwaukee, everybody aggressive. Everybody, and Giannis is hyper aggressive right now.
And that's why I like Milwaukee in that series because of Middleton, because of even they play like shit Brook Lopez.
I was gonna say Mirotic.
Because of but he's still a threat.
Yeah.
They just have a better roster around them.
Yeah.
Than Toronto.
They got so many pieces names to call.
Sock, when we just started hyping the brother up, and maybe it was because he got hurt, but he was out there.
He was MIA. Because you know what? He didn't even make a lot of those hustle plays, those deflections, those tips, those rebounds.
Yeah, one good game. And that's
game
I remember when and I think it was the game that Kawhi only scored like 20 something.
That's the boy I like. Zach Collins.
Yep.
I like him.
Hey, Harkless.
Look at Harkless. Yeah, but off the white boy.
You got it down to 10.
No,
Draymond, you ain't
not your
KD.
game. That is not your game, fam.
Yeah, get that back up.
They play great perimeter defense.
Woo!
That's block.
Bang, bang. That looked good, though.
Yeah, it did. That was a good shot. This make him mislead.
Oh, he made that.
Damn. Man.
Like you could just, bro, you could just see it.
But the thing is, like, look at just like you could have got it to 7, and there's a
It's
miss,
13.
and then back to 13, just like that. Yeah, that's terrible. Like I just
Look at Steph. He all of, hey, I'm loving this defense. They got the, but that's
yeah, but eventually Steph gonna get in trouble.
what do you think they gonna start calling it? This the Western Conference.
Like, what is that?
Look. They are it's the big man. Look at where the big man's at. You look at where the pick is being set. The big man has to be up on that. It don't matter how far it is. And that's why, that's why
they put him in the game, so he can close out better than that.
But this is a Terry Stotts thing.
No, I know that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
But this is why I say, right, like last year when we were talking about Trae Young, Luka Doncic, right? This is why having a point guard that can extend the defense this far is unfair because if he can make that three consistent and you bring the big out, right? And oftentimes it's not always Kayvon Looney that says that big. It's Draymond. I was just talking to Nick about this before we came and recorded. Draymond's IQ with the basketball is exceptional. Very much so like a point guard, right? So when you set that pick and roll and you bring the big up and you get the ball out of Steph Curry's hand, you're talking about Draymond at the top of the three-point line playing 4-on-3, and you have KD and Klay on opposite sides, so you're not leaving them. And then you have a big that has to make a decision between Draymond and the big Kayvon or whoever down here. So what are you gonna do? If I'm Draymond and I come at you with the ball, you have to step up. That's a lob, and if you don't, that's a layup or a dunk. So when you play that spread out, and you have shooters around, how can you beat that? And you have a decision maker with the ball at the 3 and 4 position all the time. This guy with his knee, man.
Yeah, I think
What's wrong with
it's
you,
knee, man. Yeah, he had a bad knee from. Yeah, I didn't even think. I thought he was.
Oh, you see E40?
Yeah.
Because he had a hyperextended knee, so.
Yeah, that's what set him out. The last game.
Don't give him that ball. You gotta walk that off.
You said picks for the rest of the game.
Bang, bang. I made that.
Too nervous. Okay, there you
I
go.
made that. I made that.
Got Curry
There
blood.
you go. He does, but he's playing in front of mama and papa against his brother. Maybe his nerves will settle down.
Come on, man.
You gotta get that. You read it and everything. You gotta get that.
That's how you can get into the game. Those other guys,
Mm-hmm.
because they're put in situations they're not used to. I know it's next man up, and they did a good job against Houston, but Houston was our garbage anyway, so they were afraid of this. Yeah, that's a hook. Take him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a push. He pushed after he got hit in the head. Go ahead, Dane.
Whoa! Who's that foul on?
Curry. At some point, they're gonna go at him, man.
Yeah.
At some point,
That's
you got to.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, if I'm out of hood, I'm putting Curry on the block.
And they've been trying to hide him by putting Klay on him and putting him on other people. But Hood, like you said, when you said it, man, like playing with LeBron changes everything in terms of expectation. That guy was I didn't think Hood could play anymore.
Yeah.
I thought he was done.
And do you remember the 2 years prior when he was in Utah?
Yes.
He had quarters and stretches where it's like, yo, who's this guy?
Right. When he came to Cleveland, he was like, okay, Cleveland got the blood.
Mhm.
But there's no championship expectations in
Nope.
Portland.
Nope. Oh, wow. He almost made that.
It was on live.
Yep.
It hit the back of the iron, too.
See, Seth don't have the same type of handles.
No, he don't.
Whoa! I thought he was gonna make that.
They don't got the same.
He had the English on it.
Travel.
See, and that's the difference between Steph and Kyrie. Kyrie would get you with with some type of dribble. He'll get that
I
thing
was
up.
expecting something. And I was
Something,
like,
right? Not that. And that's the difference.
You would have done that.
You would have spun off him. You would have did something.
Back in the day, Jamal Crawford.
Oh, yeah.
Spin around. Yeah, I forgot how he did it.
You go around the back and then hop like this.
Man, I gotta give Steph props, man, because like he showed me something with that 33, man.
Oh yeah.
I knew he had it in him, But man, what he did to Houston, bro, that shit
It looked like vintage stuff.
man, that wasn't even fair.
Wow. He is showing his ass. Oh, he about to pull up on you, Klay.
Go hit it again? Or that,
We take. That's a
That's a
good take.
good take.
Yeah, and that's what he got to do more.
6
Like
points?
when he did that against
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I told y'all.
6 points.
Y'all
Look at
told
him.
you saying
Look at him.
it's not over just yet. They got a lot of resolve, man.
Look at this. That's woo!
And what are they called? The Warriors. They'll let you back in the game with the turnovers.
They will,
You
because
know?
they get a little loosey goosey.
Mhm.
They get a little loosey. But see, the difference with the Warriors is when they need to tighten up, they tighten up.
Yeah.
They can tighten up.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr gonna call that timeout. Hey, bro, that was all of these other. It's 2 minutes. Let's go. Let's knock them out. Let's execute. Let's get down to our basics, to our foundation, and they can out execute you down the stretch. But they do get loosey goosey.
Because right now they clearly I don't think they're worried at all. They were like, yeah, we just got a little careless with the ball. We'll just want to put them away and get ready for game 2.
Because think about the first 6 or 7 minutes of the third quarter. They got all the way up to 17, and slowly but surely, Portland is hung in there.
I'm surprised Portland not helping out those screens. That's a head scratch.
You got to get the ball out of step, and that's the thing, right? Like when you can dictate what you want to do, right? Like when you have Steph in that pick and roll situation so far up, you have to double team Steph. You don't have another option. You can't sag off. As Steve Kerr, I'm dictating what you have to do, because if you don't do it, my guy's gonna kill you.
Yep.
So you better bring that big up here. And when you bring that big up here, then we set that screen when KD's healthy. KD's gonna be the screener. Draymond's gonna be the screener. So now you have an option. That's why you can't be Golden State right now. That's why.
Terry Rozier, man.
You saw them comments? Yeah,
why is everybody doing a press run tour after this is weird. I feel like that's weird, isn't it? Like you just lost and now
Nah. It's not.
Yeah, they ain't got shit else to do.
It's just stir the pot. It's just stirring the pot.
Terry Rozier just being messy. He mad. He been quiet all year long.
Yeah,
he started talking a little bit and then he shut up.
Is that gonna help him because he's a free agent?
He'll get signed because the people on the inside, the NBA execs and people like that, they know what's up. So the same thing that Stephen A. have been hearing that he's been trying to tell Max for the last couple of months about Gordon Hayward's impact on that team. The people on the inside already knew what was going on. So and Terry showed his worth last year. Yeah. So he's not going to go out there and beat Kyrie. No. But you put him on the right team, he's definitely a starting point guard in this league.
Well, Boston is the right team.
Boston is the right team.
Yeah, because
Boston.
I think this is going to be a mutual divorce.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while, whenever you hear that term.
So,
that's never the case.
Ainge made all these moves, looking like he was a genius.
He did his best.
No, he did. It's just like Sam Presti. I did what I had to do in the moments I had to do it. And he's made the best decisions available.
You don't regret any of those decisions?
Nah, because at the end of the day, I'm not paying no Isaiah Thomas, not offering no hip injury, no motherfucking max money.
That's true.
So,
and let's be honest, the only reason why people felt like he deserved it was because of how much he sacrificed and playing it with the system passing and stuff like that.
And no,
as a player,
he earned it.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah. He earned a max contract.
The
injury took all of that away.
They feel bad for what happened to him because of the injury.
Yep.
But if he never would have got hurt, then he was going to get paid.
Yeah, and here's the thing: even if he got traded, yes, because I was going to say somebody was going to pay him. It may not have been Boston. Boston may not have given him the money, but somebody would have gave him the money.
Yeah.
30 a game, and he showed up big in the playoffs. It's not like he shrunk. The man got better. He outplayed his regular season self. So he earned the money, but that injury took it all away. And then here's the thing too: if IT was 6'3", he would have still got the money. And coming from a short guy, the NBA, you gotta have some size to you. And if he had some size, somebody would have still paid him. Maybe not super max money, but he would have got a bigger contract.
Because not right now. He holding on to a job.
He is.
He couldn't even get on the court in Denver.
Nah,
That's crazy.
nah.
So. Yeah, you know, it's inevitable.
Dame off with CJ on.
CJ getting on. He's still a little bit
Because
off.
Dame was like, what, 3 for 11?
Who
Something
could
like that?
cut? No, I was just saying that CJ's on the court.
Oh, okay.
He's on the court while Dame is out.
CJ really starting to grow on me, man.
He is. Moments. You know, I like Cook. I like him as a backup point guard, especially for this squad.
Pelicans have a 6% chance to be first overall.
You know what? So maybe it's not Cleveland. Maybe the number 1 pick doesn't follow Cleveland, it follows David Griffin.
Wow.
He's a GM at.
In Cleveland, when they got he wasn't there when they got Braun, but he was there when they got Kyrie.
So there's the mock Zion, Ja. I don't know why they got Darius Garland going to LA. That makes no sense. But LA had a 4% chance, and they got all the way to 4, man.
Think about all those
Oh,
franchises.
hold on now.
Jared Cole.
So let's see. Yes, Cam Reddish, number 8.
I like Zach Collins, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If
If he
get it, man.
falls there,
I
my
think he would.
God.
I think he would.
I think he is
You
too.
got Lamb to get Jason Hayes from Texas. Okay.
That's a solid thing.
That is. Because look, as much as I like John Collins, he's a lot like Al Horford. He's a 4 that can play 5, and I hope they don't start him at the 5.
Right. 4 is his natural position.
4 is his natural
So then you'll
position.
you have Trey, the white boy, the red rifle.
Cam.
Kevin Porter all the way up to Boston. Wow.
Ooh, Bobo to Miami. Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, especially.
Interesting.
Well, you know, the Hassan Whiteside done played himself.
Man.
Oh yeah, he out. He
That's
out.
crazy. That fall.
Yeah. Thought he was better than
So quick, too.
yeah.
But here's the thing. I still
Like right
think
after he signed the contract.
he
with
did.
them.
But I still think he could play in the league.
No, he can.
It's just it's team specific, and I think that's very interesting to play Bobo and Bam out of bio. Because Bobo, he got perimeter game, so he could spread out the court. Bam could play closer to the rim, but they got to do something with what's his name?
Whiteside.
Yeah, with Whiteside. That's too much of a salary cap hold, and you're not getting the production out of it.
Right.
What is he on? Is he on his last year? On
I
that
think he got
contract?
one more.
And
I think
that's
he's 3 out of
25
4.
That's like $25 million.
Yes.
Look at Zach Collins, man. Go ahead, white boy. Tell him, man, the white boy's coming back. They coming back, man.
But they all in big position now. They ain't no wings out
I mean,
there.
they got Kennard making a name for himself. What's the guy in Atlanta? I don't want to keep disrespecting
Huter.
brother.
Kevin
Huter,
Huter.
yeah.
Oh,
Got
so you
Huter.
don't count Porzingis and
They no wing guys, like perimeter guys. The big white boys is back.
I was saying I know if you count them as wide
Duke
receivers.
Chicago, what does he play? Duke Chicago.
If they look white, they white.
Laurie Marketing?
Yeah.
He's a 4-5.
Oh yeah. Lauren.
I'll tell you, the white boys are the big boys now. They not the guards and the wing guys.
Yeah, they coming back, man. It's representation.
Except Luka. I give you Luka. Woo! Yeah, I tell you, I like
See,
this
you
guy.
can't see, man. Y'all can't
When
let
the bench is
Cook
hit,
come off the bench.
Can't do that, yeah, I know.
Look how much separation they giving him though. Like he had a
That's what I'm
walk-in
saying,
three.
right?
That's what we said. You can't let that happen.
Big shot. Go away the block shot,
Yeah,
Jordan
that was a
Bell.
good box out.
Mm-hmm.
They say he hot. Go ahead,
Yeah,
bro.
might as well. Get your curry on.
So they pick.
They get to him. He done messed up everything.
I'm about to say the whole arena
Played the
was ready to
Boston,
bust up.
Yep.
Good move.
Good rotation.
Good move. Good move.
Damn one. Told you Jarrell messed up everything.
See, he wasn't doing that in Cleveland
Not at all.
at all.
He ain't
He
get the
was.
ball.
No, it wasn't even that. When he got the ball, he looked so nervous, like I don't know what to do.
Now, granted, they have a little bit more of an offense in Portland than
Yes, they do.
They do. But if he could have did just man,
left-handed.
I didn't know he was left-handed.
yeah.
He said, "What the left?"
If he got just if he did that in Cleveland,
If he gave him 14 points a game,
that Golden State series was a lot different.
yeah.
just 14.
Because he could have took JR minutes.
But part of that is Lou. Lou didn't play him a lot either.
Yeah, he could have took JR minutes easily. The way he's playing right now.
But when he did get minutes, he didn't prove that he needed more minutes.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
But that shit ain't touched nothing.
And it's always going on when Portland has a run.
It
They
is.
little run going on.
They get that shot.
Best shooters ever.
They
But
are,
these
man.
screens they setting on these dudes, man, they get wide open looks. Look at this.
See,
What is that?
Dang, that
Dang,
was
gotta-
kind of.
he
You
tired.
gotta switch that.
He got that hammy. He got that hammy.
You gotta switch that.
Yeah, that's all communication.
Yeah,
That's
you gotta-
communication on
You
defense.
gotta switch that. Switch.
Yep.
That they should have been.
Pick coming, boom, boom.
Damn. Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
And you gotta deny the pass.
deny the- yeah.
Off of that switch, you gotta deny the pass.
Yeah.
You ain't getting this pass, bro.
Yeah. That's tough.
Because that's the only look. To be honest, that's the only way you can guard Klay and Steph. You gotta deny him the ball. Now for Steph, it's more difficult because he dribbles more. But with Klay, he don't dribble at all. You gotta deny the pass. You gotta. A body has to be on him when they set up. I don't care if it's Zach Miller or the white boy you love,
Collins.
Zach Collins. I don't care who it is. You gotta deny. You have to switch
Best shooting backcourt of all time.
all time,
Best shooting.
and it's not close.
Yeah.
It's not close.
Best shooting.
I listen to the words, B.
Oh, yeah. Best shooting. I didn't say best backcourt, but best shooting backcourt of all time. Mike Jackson called that early. He was right.
Yeah, he was right. People thought he was crazy, but he was 100% right.
I mean, I can understand because it was super early.
Yeah, and look, let's be honest. How many other people outside of Mark Jackson had an up and close personal run every day? Like, hey, bro, ain't nobody seeing this shit in practice.
You're right. Like, yeah, best shooting backcourt of all time.
Yeah, man.
I don't see no debating that.
But you know what was interesting about what Terry Rose just said? He said that they practice one way,
Come
play
game
another way.
time.
Completely different, which
Out the
means
window.
Kyrie was just out there doing whatever, or Gordon Hayward was doing whatever, or Brad Stevens was changing something up.
Nah, I think it was Kyrie doing whatever, and Brad Stevens just like, all right, I'm scared of competition.
So if he the best, why couldn't he handle the star player? It was detrimental to the team. Mr. Genius Coach.
But you could be again, and I think we identified it earlier in the season. He's genius X's and O's, but he hasn't figured out how to deal with attitudes and egos.
That's like D'Antoni.
Because he never really had to, because he's always had young guys.
He has young guys in the NBA, and then in college, shit, whatever I say goes.
Right.
You know, he never think about it. This is the first time he coached a champion player.
Or a team with championship expectations. Yeah. Like, so that changed everything for Boston.
Yep.
And Kyrie knew what that meant. And Kyrie came in with that type of attitude. He didn't know how to handle it in terms of leadership because he didn't realize he was dealing with young guys. But Brad Stevens.
But you know what though? But I think this says a lot about Kyrie. And I said it early on, right? Like the first year when Kyrie was there, and I remember watching him early in that season, and Kyrie was brought into the ball movement. Like, because it's something that sticks out in my head. I remember it was first year. It may have been preseason or it was the first game of the season. I don't remember. But I remember Kyrie was 3-point line left side, gave the ball to Al Horford, did a back cut. Al Horford got him on the give and go. And Kyrie went and yammed him. And I'm like, yo, if they play like this, and in spurts and moments when Kyrie got to go and you just let him go and do Kyrie things, but if they play with ball movement, they would have been way better. But what that shows is, and we know how Brad Stevens wants to play. We know what the system is. But that just shows that Kyrie was just imposing too much of what Kyrie wanted to do instead of buying into the system. Because when you look at Golden State, Steph and KD can boogie all the time, but they buy into the system. And when they boogie too much and they get too far away from themselves, Kirk can call that timeout, reel these guys in, and let's run the offense.
Right.
Let's get shots that we want to get. And that was the difference with Boston. They never can be reeled back into what is going to work for us. And then what that hurt was the Jason Tatums, the Terry Roziers, the Jaylen Browns of the world, because the system is never for the star player, it's for the others. And we just mentioned it with Ronnie Hood.
Mm-hmm.
He know where to be. He know how to get the ball. He ain't waiting on LeBron to feed him. Oh, I got to shoot now. Oh, I got to do this. I don't even know what to do. Now he get the ball. He know where everybody's supposed to be. The system is for the others. And, man, I don't know. I think it's great for New York to get all of these star players. But it's going to be very interesting. Now, here's the thing.
It's going to be a hot mess.
But Fizdale knows how to manage egos and attitudes.
No, I don't even want to deal with
Who do
it.
you have to manage?
LeBron.
Oh, yeah, LeBron.
What do you
My bad.
mean?
I was thinking about Memphis.
No, I feel you that. I was good.
Because he got ran out of town by Gasol.
Yeah, he did.
So,
But no. Fizdale said we needed a trademark. And the front office said, we're going to get rid of you. Which was a mistake.
Yes and no. Look at this. This is what frustrates me about Portland. Everybody else just irritates the hell out of me because I'm like, you got these two great. Oh, what's wrong with him? You got these two great players, and the roster is just built so poorly around them. Zach Collins is the guy that I think could fit with CJ and Dame.
But
Rodney Hood could as well.
They're dealing with a lot of injuries, though.
But these other guys, Nurkic just won.
That's a big hit for them. Like you said, I mean, all they got to do is allow them to draft, and they hit on 2.5.
It's just a meeting with Harkless, but anyway. But
I don't want to deal with Kyrie. I don't need.
You got to.
I don't need to. I can get Kevin.
You are.
I can get Kevin.
You are, man.
I
Kyrie.
don't want Kyrie at this point. It's like it gets to a point where it's like, why even worry about the headache when you can just avoid it all along?
So why I agree and disagree because Gasol and Fizdale has been reported they were butting heads for a while. So maybe the trade is what caused them to butt heads. But either way it goes, he wasn't able to manage Gasol of all people. So KD Mercurial lad and Kyrie, man,
that's a lot of ego, a lot of attitude.
That's why you gotta have Kemba be like, he'll be ready to take
that's
his
gonna
role.
be.
But we know. Look, man, Kyrie is a half or maybe a full tier above Kemba.
And Fizdale is a championship coach.
He is a championship coach.
So there's that. Brad Stevens he still was a college guy that's still unproven in the league. I don't give a damn about the ECL.
You're right.
He's still unproven.
You're right.
So and then this year, man, this hurt him.
Yeah.
This hurt him.
Because the expectation was very high.
Yeah.
And you get put out in 5.
Second round,
But you know what though? But I think this is the beautiful thing about basketball and in the NBA particularly because next year, guess what? No expectations.
Yep.
We don't have Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? We can play the style of basketball we want to play. Jason Tatum can now be the focal point that he wasn't. Gordon Hayward, they still got to figure that out. It is what it. Hopefully he gets his Paul George. Jaylen Brown steps up. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that can go in their favor for them to play better as a squad. Oh yeah, he's saying. And then they're gonna pay.
I don't know. I think Rozier out of there. I think he feels disrespected. I think he feels disrespected, B.
But that's why he gonna get the bag though.
Yeah, what Kyrie leaves, he get the bag.
He get the bag, and nobody can give him a bigger bag than Boston.
Okay, it's possible. He said, I sacrificed my talent for this team.
Mm-hmm.
So he could take it personal.
He could.
And the money could be an issue. He may just be like, no, I was here. He went to the ECF with me. You guys didn't even respect me enough to even give me quality minutes in favor of some guy that's been hurt.
But it's Kyrie.
No, it's hard. No, it's not Kyrie. Remember, it was Gordon Hayward was the one that they were having issues with.
Yeah.
Is what was being reported. Kyrie just added to it. He was just rubbing that shit in because he was, and maybe he felt some of the Gordon Hayward pressure too as well because Gordon Hayward wasn't there all season either. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was also an adjustment for him, and then all the other young guys wasn't able to step up, and then you got to listen to what these guys are saying. You got to read between the lines. When he started talking about expectations and what it takes to win a championship, he was telling you the things that were going on in the locker room without telling you. And he knew that they just weren't ready. So, What you think about Vogel and Jason Kidd?
That's what I was about to ask you. Why can't Mark Jackson get an interview?
He messed up his situation.
But how is that? But how long is that going to be in some?
I don't know, man. I hate it.
It don't seem like it was that deep for it to be this long.
It's from what we know publicly. But whatever he did, whatever feathers he ruffled behind the scenes, those owners have talked. And
he must have like sprayed holy water on them or something.
I don't know what he did, man, but it must have been really bad. Because if you bring a Jason Kidd back and he tried to do similar things,
and you know you got to keep your grass low when Jason Kidd come around, because he's a snake.
And so exactly. So what did Mark Jackson do? That's what I would like to know.
That's what I'm saying. If Jason Kidd is like, all right, I'd rather have Jason Kidd than Mark Jackson.
Makes no sense, man.
But no, that's another horrible decision by LA. Jeannie Buss is. I think it's probably gonna be a decade plus till we see the Lakers get back to where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, Bron may give him 3 good years.
No, he's gonna give him 3 bearable years,
and then that'll be it.
Exactly.
So CJ gonna play this whole fourth quarter.
He got to.
I think they're still trying to figure, I mean, they got game tape.
Lillard only has 14 points. He got less than Harkless.
Yeah, he had a bad shooting night.
What does CJ have?
More than him.
So yeah, he's struggling too.
Why would you take that?
Where's the superstars at? Why is Hood taking all these damn shots?
Lillard 3 for 10 right now.
You like, oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. You think this is going to 6 still?
Look, they still gotta make adjustments because there's one glaring adjustment they have to make is that they're playing too far off the screen. Oh! Too small, Draymond. Too small. Love the NBA playoffs. I know I'm gonna love the finals, but you know what I'm looking forward to? Summer League. I'm looking because look, I'm gonna tell you like this.
You're the only one that would say that.
I know I'm the only one. I love Summer League.
Summer League too.
Over the finals?
No, not over the finals. I didn't say that.
I just like watching the Summer League.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Summer League.
I always look forward to Summer League.
But the reason why I'm saying that is because I really think, and you heard it here first, I think Michael Porter Jr. can be Rookie of the Year. And I really want to, because he ain't played no games.
I know, but over RJ and
because think about it. I think that he's going to be in position, obviously, to win more games than any other rookie coming in. Any other highly talented rookie, he's going to win more games than them. And I think he's going to average more points than almost every other rookie in this draft. Because Zion is nice, but Zion is not going to be the 20-point scorer year one. And I think he's going to be a fringe 20-point scorer for his career.
If he doesn't, if AD
like 16 to 20.
If AD gets shipped out and it's just Zion, you don't think he scores more than 20?
Zion can't give us 16 to 20, man, with all that hype. Then I'm back to being a bust.
Nah, because
if he averages 16 to 20,
16 to 20 points.
No, 16 to 20.
He said 16 to 20 points. 16 for a number 1 pick.
That's really good.
16 points.
If Ben Simmons averages 15, 16 points and he's still hot, because you know why I can't? Because it's not solely about points.
Ben Simmons is way different. I'm talking about his game.
Who's that?
His game is different, man. Like you expect Jason Kidd's not gonna do what he does. Like Ben Simmons, because of his game, I understand that he's not gonna be a high volume scorer.
So what's Zion's game?
Zion's is supposed to be this Sean Kemp.
Yeah, but he's point guard dependent. Like he's not a guy like I was saying earlier, right? He's not one of these guys that you give him the ball and be like, we need a bucket right here, right now.
So he's just Showtime. We just like him because he can jump right out.
16 to 20 is not bad.
For a number 1, we talking about. Y'all got me talking like dick now, man.
We talking about just for a number 1 pick in general.
For a number 1 pick, that's supposed to be like the human highlight reel. That's supposed to be franchise saving. Like he's supposed to be a guy that's supposed to be turning around.
He's more box office. He turns around the franchise because you gonna pay this ticket to come watch.
Because he's more like
He's a more athletic Julius Randle.
He's an entertainment factor. He's not a franchise like. He's
But
not.
they were talking about this guy but they were talking about him like
Hey, you see they stopped.
Okay, so
you see they stopped.
Hold on. So,
Right.
what is Anthony Davis number one overall pick?
Yeah.
Guess how many points he averaged in his first year?
No, I thought you said career.
Overall, but like yes,
I'm not talking about first year, B. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
16.
That's what I thought you were
Oh,
saying.
you mean over his career? Okay.
Yeah,
I
in
thought
his
you were talking
career
about
he's gonna
your
be
first
between
So then I
16
agree
and
with
20.
Ken then. With that much height, at the number one overall pick in your career.
So you average 18 a game for your career, like that's bad. But let's let's talk about everything else.
Yeah,
Exactly. He's gonna get rebounds. He's gonna get blocks. He's gonna get assists.
Kenyon Martin. So he's Kenyon Martin now?
I think he's gonna be better than Kenyon. He's gonna be better than Kenyon. Because Kenyon couldn't create plays.
That's hard.
True.
Zion's gonna be able to control somewhat of the tempo of the game.
Remember, he played guard at one point before. He had a huge growing spurt from his middle school to high school, but he was a point guard. It's like Anthony Davis when Anthony Davis was a guard.
What is that?
Yeah, the growing spurt.
What is that?
Touchdown.
Did he have the bad angle?
He did.
Because it looked like
He did.
Did
he? Yeah. Klay had like 3 or 4 steps on him.
I know, but it looked like he could have.
Nah, it would have just been a foul. It would have been a
It was a
foul.
wrap.
Yeah.
You just let him have it. You can tell
Yeah.
he was like, I'll be wasting my energy chasing
So it was
him.
kind of like this.
Yeah.
It wasn't like CJ.
Nah. That was nice by CJ, by the way.
They can't play Harkless, man.
They ain't got nobody else.
Zach Collins. Zach Collins played way better than Harkless.
I'm not.
Yeah,
That's not that much better. That's
2 different positions.
not that much
He's
better.
taking when he's in the game. Harkless and Aminu are normally out. When I watched Denver, when Zach was in the game, them other two barely got
But
minutes.
who else
bro.
was out too? Cantor. So Zach Collins is playing with Cantor, or he's taking Cantor minutes, but he's out there with Evan Turner as well. So that's the rotation.
But all I know is that when Zach is on the court, all I know is when I was watching Denver, when Zach started to turn the series around, Aminu and Harkless got less minutes, and he had guys out there that would make smart plays.
Did he block that?
See, look at him. He had like
Oh, he could have got that, man.
He's not LeBron, Ken.
He's gonna foul him.
He gave up.
He was just gonna foul
He's
him.
gonna foul him. He was gonna do the M1 anyway.
Fine. He did just give up though.
He did.
That's effort. This is the playoffs. This is to go to the finals, and that's the effort you got. You give me? Come on, man. If you foul him, you foul him. Fuck it. But don't just quit on the play.
What
He
is
keeps doing
this?
that. He keeps doing that. What?
Boy.
Say. Buy a bucket.
Sweet. Nah, I don't overreact to game one. But
here's the thing.
Okay,
Portland's
we'll talk
still
about the
in
game.
Portland's still in the game.
Right, we'll give our thoughts afterwards.
You say that.
Wow, I know, right? Wow.
Y'all keep saying this is what they let them happen. They don't keep,
But
I need
this
to see
is
that play
coaching.
again. I need to see that play again because I want to know who messed up. Damn.
Damon's
He
just trying
almost
to
got-
shoot from the
He almost
logo
got
now.
that shit though.
He did.
He kind of
That's right.
also trying to work himself into like a rhythm.
Oh, good old
And
play.
what?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Terry Stotts has to get his bigs up on this pick and roll.
Got to.
Because come on, man.
Why are you not coming up on?
They're giving the 2 best shooters of all time open threes. That's the difference in the game right now. That's the reason why when Portland makes this little run, they run pick and roll and they get a wide open 3, and they're canceling this run that Portland continues to go on. It's coaching. This is not all on the players. This is more Terry Stotts than anything. And then remember, we saw it last year against New Orleans. We saw it.
Yeah, they're
Where
playing.
Terry Stotts got out coached.
They're playing an okay game.
They are.
And
They're
we'll-
in it.
You know, I know we'll give our thoughts after the game, but
Because right now you need 2 or 3 stops in a row, and 2 or 3 scores in a row.
Big buckets, though.
You need to stop.
That's
Yeah,
a wrap.
but it's a wrap. He's gonna
Draymond
make that. See, you needed that stop because now you're in you're 2 minute territory.
By 16.
Yep.
Damn.
And you turn the ball over like that?
Damn foul. Fuck up.
This reminds me exactly like last year with Pelicans.
Yeah.
Like it just looked like they just
They're
outworked
blitzing them.
Yeah, they outworked Portland. It was just like they just tired.
At times, Denver looked that way too. Like I'm still surprised they won that series.
Draymond is a great player because he is a horrible shooter, but he does so much for other women.
You like there's certain players that you can't measure their impact by the box score.
Yep.
He's one of those
He's
guys.
one of them. Yep.
And Ken, let me tell you what my evaluation of Zion is and why I'm saying that I only think he's going to be 16 to 20 points for his career, but that doesn't measure his impact on what it means for playing winning basketball. The same way when KD got to Golden State and we saw the improvement over Harrison Barnes, right? Like KD is the superhero version of Harrison Barnes. If Harrison Barnes could go into a booth, rip off some joint, and become a superhero, he becomes KD, right? Because you're talking about a guy that can play offense, defense, solid, mid-range, three-point game. It's just KD does it better and more consistently, right? And he's bigger. That's what Zion is of Draymond. He's a superstar version of Draymond. He's undersized for the position, more athletic, right? Draymond, a couple years ago was more athletic than most forwards. Right now, you're starting to see a little bit of the athletic decline. But Zion is shit. You talk about top 3 athlete in the NBA as soon as he steps on the court.
Wow.
Cancer. Do you not see the obvious big man coming down?
Well,
the
he's bad at defense.
But still,
he can't be that bad.
You can't be just
He
looking
can't
back
be that
like,
bad.
oh, oops.
Yeah, he can't be that bad. But no shot, just like Draymond, right? Better at the free throw line. Look at Cantor. What? He's still trailing Steph.
You're right.
He's still trailing Steph.
I just saw the end results of the play, so but yeah, you're all
right. Can control the boards like Draymond. Can get the board and run the break like Draymond. The difference is he can jump out the gym. I think he's better with the handle. I think Draymond right now is better IQ with the ball in his hand. But that's something Zion's going to get better at. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Zion isn't a guy that needs to go out there and score 25 points to dominate a game.
But now I'm kind of going back to one thing Nick's been kind of talking about if Ja and RJ Barrett. Because if that's all I'm gonna get from Zion, then let me get somebody that's gonna help change this franchise. Because I'm losing AD one way or the other. Either I trade him or he's leaving in 2020, and you're just gonna give me a more athletic Draymond Green.
But
yeah, exactly. Give me somebody
but it's
that's
the impact though. But is the like you are measuring impact solely by points because John Morant and me and Nick was talking about this too.
Or RJ Barrett.
But John
Morant, one of those.
But here's the thing though, Ken. Even John Morant isn't gonna average over 20 points for his career.
RJ Barrett.
I don't agree with you on that. I think
you might be right on that, but RJ Barrett.
Here's the thing. Why do you feel that the number 1 pick or a top 3 pick has to average 25 points a game? Like, why are you solely measuring impact on that?
I'm also looking at what I'm losing. Like, they're losing AD. So Zion will replace that in terms of he'll put butts in the seats. And I get that. He'll start making some money for New Orleans. So that's going to help them tremendously. Because, and I guess I'm kind of going against my own point, Anthony Davis could do everything, but he didn't do anything for New Orleans. You know, he barely got into the playoffs. They barely went to go. I guess I don't know their attendance, but he didn't really turn them into that much of a winning organization. So I guess maybe they just getting. I guess maybe it will equal itself out, and maybe they'll sell more tickets. You know, in exchange for losing them.
Here's the thing, Ken.
But
what Zion does,
I don't know, man.
right? Like what is Draymond's best quality? He's a glue guy. He's one of the main reasons why all of this works the way it works.
They say David Jones is still too. But yeah, I don't know either.
But, yeah, I don't know. I can't speak on what I don't know.
Yeah.
But Zion is gonna be the ultimate glue guy. So the guys you bring in, he elevates those guys. He can. If you bring in a shooter, right, and primarily all he can do is shoot, and Zion gets a rebound, and he starts pushing it, what's that shooter gonna do? Run to the 3-point line and wait. His game is elevated because he don't have to do nothing else outside of what he can do best. Because Zion makes up a lot of the gaps. He erases a lot of mistakes. And if he can be as good as he was collegiately on defense in the NBA, meaning getting blocks, getting chased down blocks, getting big rebounds, getting the rebound and going.
But he's going against men now. These are grown ass goddamn men.
Ken,
Not these college kids.
Ken, do we remember Blake Griffin rookie? Do we remember Blake Griffin the first 4 years in the league?
And I remember Blake Griffin in college, and he looked like he was something special.
And Zion don't?
He didn't look like Blake Griffin.
Man, get out of here.
No.
Get out of here.
His
Get
game
out
didn't
of
look like
here,
anything
Ken.
like
Get out
Blake
of here,
Griffin.
Ken.
The reason why I don't like Zion and
Blake had way more games than Zion.
I don't like Zion and New Orleans because I'm thinking about his development, not what he's bringing to the table, but what can he do to elevate his game. Yes, he's improved as a shooter and more of a up-tempo kind of player, but he's still. My thing is like I don't want to see another Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see someone like we always gaudy over and blot over their talents, but we don't see that they need to improve in these areas to even be great. So with Zion, it's all about.
Well, he said Ben did say he's gonna work on expanding his game. I don't know what that means. He didn't elaborate.
Ben ain't working on shit.
But-
he working on Kylie or Kendall, whatever.
But Ben is I think they said kind of on the same trajectory as Giannis was in terms of when he first came in the league. So
It took Giannis 5 years before he even had a semblance of a game.
So
but he had offensive presence though.
nah, not like
he looked
that.
a lot
By
like Ben.
this time, Ben is
Not in
going
the
to
second year. Not in the second year.
Ben is going into his technically his fourth year, but third year.
Second playing year.
Yep.
Man. If
This is his second
if you
playing
need me
year
to
going
be
to his third
more-
playing year.
His first year he redshirted, right? What can you do when you are injured like that? All you
Blake
gotta do is
Griffin didn't come back in his official rookie year with a jump shot. It took Blake Griffin 5-6
Blake
years.
Blake
Griffin
Griffin
ain't no
said
damn
his
point
first
guard
year
though.
season.
Blake Griffin don't have the ball in his hands all the time like Ben Simmons.
But it don't matter
It
though.
does.
No, because if we're comparing skills and developing skills, and it takes years to develop a jump shot. You don't develop that year 2. Name me one player that's done that, Nick.
Not year 2. Is it
Year 3. Name me one player that's done that, Nick.
And Giannis gonna shoot now.
somewhat of a development of a jump shot.
Who, Nick?
Everybody and their mama tell
Who?
everybody.
Nick,
Give me one.
Nick, was Giannis shooting like that in his third year?
No, he wasn't.
Give me one
But
player.
he got an offensive game.
What the same thing Ben does.
Ben
A floor game. Get a rebound because I'm long.
Yeah.
Set up other people. Dunk on people. Get to the lane.
It's very similar, man. It's very.
Even Tony Parker came into the league with no jumper.
Then why are they talking about trading Ben Simmons?
Because
Don't listen to that.
Exactly.
That's-
That's conjecture.
But it's gonna happen. They talked about trading Markelle Fultz, and what happened?
But that's Markelle. Markelle was
What did Markelle
psychological.
suffer from?
Markelle was
Bad-
psychological. That was different.
You don't think
It was
this
a
is
show.
mental? Him not shooting?
Ben, no.
Nah.
It's just he don't have that in his arsenal.
Portland lost game 1. KD, sit out KD if I'm Golden State.
They don't need it.
How about us? Yeah, you know.
But I did see room for improvement. So how many games? I don't know.
I'm still going to be respectful and say 5.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm bad at picking games, so
I'm going to give Portland 1 game at home. They got to get it. I think Golden State going to win game 2.
Golden State gonna get tired one of these games, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We never react to home. That's a rule. It's just
Right,
game one.
right.
We always have.
I think Golden State handles home court these first 2 games.
I think so too.
And then
But I think next game is going to be a lot closer.
I actually think it's gonna be game 4 that Portland gets.
I'll put you like this.
So they're going back.
So they're
game
going to go down
5.
3-0. You think they just get 1?
If Terry Stotts continues to play this pick and
Right.
roll type
Oh,
of
yeah.
defense,
It's sweet.
it's a wrap.
It's sweet.
It's a wrap.
Because
If he
you can't let these guys shoot the way they
Nah.
shoot.
You can't do that.
If he
It's crazy.
does, but we've seen Terry make adjustments in past series. So he's a good coach. He's gonna make his adjustments. They're gonna come back with a different game plan. They're gonna play better. Whether they win, I don't know.
But we'll see that though, because I'm not so highly on Terry Stotts making adjustments, because if he was that great in adjustments, they wouldn't have got swept by New Orleans.
He's probably a game-to-game adjuster though.
But what did he do?
But that is
against
a good
New
point
Orleans?
you just made. Yeah.
He didn't do jack from game to game.
You're right.
So
well, maybe he learned from that.
Hopefully.
Should Portland just be? I know you don't want to say this about Dame, but should he just be happy they made it to the Western Conference Finals in the last? Because they haven't been back since 2000.
Nah, they're not happy, but I mean,
but nobody
there's always so much they can do.
You wouldn't have thought like, oh, Portland's gonna be in the Western Conference.
They're not thinking that though. They try to win. They think they can.
They knocked out the number 2 seed in the West, so that's something.
Immaterial.
They can be
They try to go to the finals.
Yeah.
Well, that's damn showing.
But the fans will be thinking like you. The players don't think like that. Yeah, they have a different mindset. But I mean, they hung around. I think Dame did have a good shooting night. CJ did have a good shooting night.
Portland in general.
I think one of the things that concerned me about Portland overall was where was the third scorer, and Rodney Hood is that guy now. Mm-hmm. So that's going to help carry the offensive load. It's the other dudes, man.
But let me ask you something, because watching this game, as much as Portland struggled offensively, they were still in the game. Mm-hmm. Where they lost the game was defensively. So to me, it's not even offensive adjustment. They got the shot. They didn't make the shots that they wanted, or that they got. But it's defensively. Every time they made a run, and we mentioned it, right? Like watching the game. Every time Portland went on a little 4-0, 6-0 run, here comes Golden State with a big 3. Oh, yeah, let's cancel that. Here comes Golden State with a turnover and a leak out, either a 3 or a dunk, right? So the adjustments to me for Portland have to be made on the defensive end. Offensively, if they can still get these type of shots, and Dame and CJ stop jumping in the air and passing and having these high school turnovers, this is a different game.
But my thing is this, and again, I'm going back to the last year's Pelican series, because people you mentioned as far as like these are the best 2 backcourts in the NBA, right? And I think that's what the issue is because Dame and CJ, they're good at their position, but going against Golden State, they have to keep running around, and that gets tiresome.
It does.
And because if one of them takes a rest, that's all the scoring load on that person that's the number 1 option on the court, right? So it's just like.
But that's where Rodney Hood kind of helps out.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna help out that much compared to that firepower. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
It'll be enough.
So like, how can they even make an adjustment when every game, nonetheless, they gotta chase. Somebody's gotta chase Steph. Somebody's gotta chase Klay. And somebody's gonna be tired. That's why they shoot. That's why last year with New Orleans, it was just like they had to run around too.
Find somebody else.
They already got my guy. They already got my guy in the jersey.
Yeah, take Dame off and then find another matchup. I guess I don't know.
Y'all want to hear what Scott Laptop got to say?
Descended to New Orleans unless it's a trade. Where a former number 1, named Anthony Davis, once out of town or was out of town. David Griffin, the human rabbit's foot, gets the chance to try to convince him.
See, it's David Griffin. Wherever he goes, he gets in the moment.
The direction of the franchise. Williamson obviously is a compelling asset to sell. Knicks fans, man, somehow you convince yourself 14% was a lot. More coming into one big thing. Western Conference Finals game 1.
Let me ask you this, because nobody's put this out here. Mm-hmm. With Zion coming into town, what's to prevent AD from staying now? Why would he want to go? David Griffin, you got Zion.
What are you staying for?
It's up to David Griffin. Because David Griffin can sit down and talk to him like, look at what I did with LeBron in Cleveland. And AD got that type of talent. So now you got another person. You got Julius Randle. You got Zion.
They got to trade one of them. Okay,
fine. But now you got Zion. Like, you can't get anybody or trade for anybody, but now you got Drew Holiday. You got Zion. You got AD.
See, look at this. Where is Cantor? Oh, my. He's
something
in the
to think
paint.
about. Maybe AD was like, yeah, you know what?
Gotta come up on that.
Maybe AD was like, I'll give it this season to see how it goes. So.
Yeah, my thing is with AD is like, why am I staying for a rookie?
Look at Zach Collins in the paint.
Yeah, I know, in the paint. You can't.
But this
if
is
you
supposed
see
to be
your
the rookie
man
like
sitting
no other
at
rookie, though.
You gotta come up there. You gotta close
Look at
that out.
Look at Cantor again. Look at Cantor again.
Yeah, I know.
That's the defensive adjustment right there.
Yeah.
And
They're gonna be watching the shot. That in film. They're gonna be watching that.
Yeah, but do you trust Cantor to be able to be smart enough to make those?
You gotta get in his ass, man.
So
that's why Zach Collins got to be out there.
Or what Terry Stotts got to do, he got to go even smaller and put like a Minu at the 5 to be able to pressure that off of those pick and rolls.
That could work.
So again, adjustments.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. I don't give a damn. Like against Golden State, you can't be in the paint off of no damn pick and roll. You the big.
I watched Portland this whole postseason, and in all the games they lost, it looked like they would never win another game.
That's what
and then they come. Then somehow they'll find a way to win the next game, and then they'll lose a game. Like, man, they might not win another game in the series. Then they find a way to win. So they've been very up and down. Yeah, but it's gonna take some greatness. It's gonna take somebody got to go for 36. It's gonna have to be Dame or CJ.
Yeah.
So and that's it.
Curry had 9 threes.
Yeah.
He was not
27 times. Greatest 3-point shooter ever.
But if you don't respect anybody else, man. Like, see, that's the thing with Golden State. Draymond can make the play. Jerebko can, and all these other guys can hit shots. Outside of Rodney Hood, what else you got? So I don't know, man. But again, I've said that every time I've seen Portland lose. That's why I wanted Denver, man. It probably would have been the same thing.
You said he wanted a better series?
But it probably would have been the same thing, honestly. Because they probably would have tried to smash them. But I just felt like they just had, as we discussed earlier, that more guys that make shots.
I think the game would have been slowed down more with Denver because you got a big man.
Because they still, because Jokic was going to give them a problem. But they probably would have doubled Jokic. Because Curry's not afraid to double team.
But Jokic is a good passer, though.
He is. And they had a nice offense. So I don't know, man. But
the excuses to
anyway.
They played at altitude on Sunday in a game 7, and they come into this game, and it felt to me a bit regular season-y or ish, if that's even a thing. Yeah. Same to you?
No, I think it is. With the feeling I got on
All right.
this was
Well,
a really easy night for Steph.
I think that's going to do it for us, man. I don't know who's playing next Tuesday. So, yeah. So, hopefully it's the Bucks. Hopefully we'll get a Bucks Raptors game. That'll be nice. Be able to talk about that one while it's going on. Because I think that is going to be a more entertaining series.
It
Yeah.
definitely is.
Yeah,
More evenly matched.
It will be. May 21st, Bucks at Raptors game 4.
All right. You got it.
You are going to get Steph Curry a clean
At
sweep
8:30.
at 28.
So we'll see you then.
And
Yep.
this is the guy that-
All right, guys. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Hey, what do you think the result of
Game
this
4.
See, look. He's saying the same shit. He said, you can't, this team, Golden State, look at this.
Here's an example. Moving without the basketball, gonna come here and look. This isn't anything about like overloading.
See, look, Dame and Seth got to be on the same page right here.
You got 3 defenders in the paint against a shooting team.
Or that Klay Thompson
See?
coming off this screen, and yet they look completely unprepared to defend this. And you're gonna let Klay Thompson walk in, square up, turn left shoulder. You're gonna get a lot of that in this series. He shot 10 for 24, and he probably had 6 naked looks that didn't convert.
Watch
And then
this. This is
fourth time,
egregious.
This is toward the end here. This is the one that really sealed the deal, but it's again talks about like the softness with which these guys.
Where's Cantor?
Just an easy basic screen.
Why are you doubling Draymond?
He's not. He just didn't.
He's in no man's land.
Yeah.
He's not doubling Draymond. He just didn't go up to the shooter.
Against a couple of dudes that are pretty good shooters. This is the greatest shooting backcourt in history of the league, and I just didn't see the physicality out of Portland. And as a result, I think you ask Steph and Klay, they'll say, man, after the game, I really don't even need the ice. I didn't get hit tonight at all. Those guys controlled the action with the defense of Portland play. That's got
31-4 when Curry plays and Durant does.
Surrounded by genius basketball.
I mean,
Welcome in Doris Burke.
They never
That's why I
did
don't know
either.
why people were freaking out when Durant.
That's
got
what I was saying too. I was like,
because
I even questioned myself. Like, was this not the 73-19 that
what'd you say
was
when?
up 3-1?
What'd you say? Just me and the boys about Draymond. Just me and the boys. That's what it went back to. Draymond was happy.
Yes, and they had no urgency. And I thought something Jeff
It's like the big homie left. Now you can play around.
the conference finals after bowing out in sweeps in both of the last 2 postseasons.
Oh, you stopped the
It
beat?
didn't seem like they had the requisite energy necessary to win the game. And as Greg Popovich likes to say, it is absolute death if you turn it over against Golden State. Too many
You gotta
turnovers.
get out on the screens, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get out there on the
Look
screens.
at Cantor is all the way chilling.
Them niggas are probably like, shit, we having a field day.
Mm-hmm.
Pursuit and commitment really contributed to McCollum.
We having a field day with them.
And Golden State owned Portland. That's why I didn't want to play either.
7 on postseason versus Dame.
They don't stand a shot.
But damn, Dame.
Let's be real, man. This is not a Western Conference team. They got there because of the greatness of Dame and CJ.
Yeah. Them two are not enough though. It's enough against this.
Nah.
And Klay,
It's not.
I said it to Steph, we get caught up in the sweet shooting nature of his game. And boy,
All right, you
big,
two, I'm up there.
strong, physical, long, dialed into the details.